It's all about the story. News Talk 660 KFAR.
You got, Mr. Bennett.
That's our invitation to call in.
All right. Welcome to Patriot's Lament. It's the new Saturday show here on KFAR. Joining me in the studio, we've got Josh Bennett from Bighorn Enterprises. We've got Dave Giesel from the Campaign for Liberty. And we've got Aaron Bennett from Far North Tactical. I'm Steve Floyd, the monkey behind the machine, so to speak, here. Welcome to the show. Mr. Bennett, what's on your mind this morning?
Well, I thought I'd start it off with a neat little story we saw here recently. A mentally handicapped 17-year-old in Dayton, Ohio, was riding his bicycle, and an armed enforcer employed by the city of Dayton, Ohio, stopped to ask him some questions, apparently, and the guy is mentally retarded and has a speech impediment. In the process, left and went to his home to ask his mother's help to speak with the police officer, who in the meantime went and got a few of his thugs and busted into the home and proceeded to question him again, which point his mother explained he has a speech impediment. He has a speech impediment. He doesn't understand you. He's retarded. And so they proceeded to beat him, taser him, and spray him down with pepper spray for resisting an officer and refusing to ask his questions. And of course, here we see it again, and nothing at all happens to the officers.
He's been charged with assault on an officer, right?
Right. They charged him, the mentally handicapped person, with assaulting an officer.
I like the way Dave put it. The headline should have said, "Mentally handicapped man in costume with weapon assaults defenseless teen on bicycle."
At what point, and you hear about this sometimes with people here in the Fairbanks area saying that they don't trust the police. At what point do actions like this make it so that people ever want to trust the police ever again, anywhere? I mean, you see somebody in uniform that you start to feel a sense of dread or of, what are they going to do to me? Instead of feeling like, well, I've got nothing to hide. They've got no reason to arrest me or harass me. Everything should be just fine. I'm a good guy. They're a good guy, right?
What about all the assaults that have happened right here in Fairbanks in the last 2 months? And none of those guys got charged with anything.
You mean what happened to Kodiak Jacks and then what happened again at the movie theater last weekend?
Right. What if that was, if the tables were turned? Somebody'd be going to jail, that's all I know.
Well, in this story, by the end of it, they had over 20 officers arrive on the scene. They hogtied and handcuffed the kid and hauled him off. This threat to society makes you wonder about who's the criminals and who aren't.
So basically what this kid's crime was is that when the policeman stopped him, he would not answer the policeman's questions because...
Correct.
Basically because he couldn't answer the policeman's questions.
Right. Even a neighbor who ran across the road to explain to the officers about the kid, they threatened to arrest him for obstructing justice. So
maybe we should just exterminate all the mentally handicapped.
All right.
That's been tried before.
That has been tried before. Yeah. And, you have to remember, if you're going to say something, you got to get up on the microphone, otherwise you just sound like rah, 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 rah in the background.
That one was...
Yeah, so... little background noise there. Really, seriously, how do you protect yourself against that, though? I mean, I'm thinking about it. If we do not have any recourse against the police, if nobody is holding the police accountable, if the men with guns can, in fact, do whatever they want to because they have guns, where's our liberty?
Well, the court in Illinois said that our recourse is in court after the fact, after they beat the crap out of you and your kids and your wife, and they throw you on the ground, taser you, and do all that. You have the right to go to court to plead your case after that.
Yeah, if they violate your rights or damage your property or whatever, you can sue them afterwards. Now, of course, if they kill you in the process, suing them afterwards will be a little bit difficult. But
your family could sue them afterwards and get monetary compensation to pay for the loss of income that you provide, because that's, of course, is all you're really worth.
It's not like you're going to get shot 60 times. You guys are overreacting.
That's true.
Wait, Aaron, that did happen. Guy got shot 60 times because the police came and tried to tried to serve a warrant on a house that actually they didn't have a warrant for. The warrant was for a different house, but they busted into his house, and he tried to defend himself, and they shot him 60 times.
I think being shot 60 times is a good argument for everybody to be able to own fully automatics, because if you can get it done with a semi-automatic, might as well cut up the time a little bit.
Save time. Time is money.
That's right.
Good idea.
Okay.
A decorated Marine back from Iraq survives the war, and he gets shot by his own officers.
Well, what kills me is that he had just gotten off of working a night shift, and his wife saw these guys with guns coming up in the house. She says, "Honey, there's men outside with guns." He jumped up, grabbed his gun, and next thing you know, they bust in the door, see him with a gun, and opened fire.
After he put it down.
That's right.
Yeah, after he put it down, and the safety was still on the gun, too.
Well, the Supreme Court's already told us that he didn't have the right to pick that gun up, though, because the officer has the right to barge into your home no matter what. If they suspect, they don't need a warrant, they don't need a reason, they can go for it. So he was wrong. He deserved to die.
Wait, for which did he deserve to die? For being a Marine? For being
a mundane like the rest of us.
For having a gun?
No, for picking the gun up, for trying to defend his property and his family. That's asinine.
For thinking it was his property. That's his crime.
I think it was just a crime to be alive.
Thinking he had a moral duty to protect his home and his family.
Well, but we do have a moral duty to protect our home and our family.
You don't read very much Supreme Court cases, do you?
No, but I read the Constitution, and I read the classic authors like John Locke. I mean, we have natural law tells us that we have a natural right to defend ourselves.
Nope. No, we're going to get a new Constitution anyways. And I think the people right across the road, we're going to invite them to write it for us, all 9 of them. They do a fantastic job, I'm sure.
There's, what is it, Sweden or somebody, they actually are in the process of writing a new Constitution, and they've asked for input from Facebook, and that democratic process has appealed so much to some people here in the United States that I actually have heard people calling for a new Constitution here, including one of my callers earlier this week. They're like, we ought to write a new Constitution here, too. And my question was, well, why? Because the one we have isn't working. Really?
Yeah, let's just get rid of the old one and not have anything. That'd be better. Then we wouldn't have police with this synthetic authority over us.
Now what are we going to do for toilet paper?
Okay.
What would we do with our show?
We'd have to go and do productive stuff. We wouldn't have anything to complain about then.
You know what? Golly, shall we open up the phone lines and let other people participate in this, or are you just going to let it go down in this spiral
Let's
of...
just keep sinking.
Okay.
You know, we all have a friend right now that we believe is the same things happened to him, Michael Anderson. He's in jail, and he's done nothing wrong. They can't prove anything that he did wrong.
He knew Schaefer Cox.
Yeah, he knew Schaefer Cox, which I believe you did too.
You know what? I did, but I stopped knowing Schaefer Cox.
Yes, I did not know him.
Some time ago.
Half the people in this town did. Or most of the people in this town
I
did.
think most of those people in this town are pretending like they didn't ever know who he was, because they're seeing what happens when you stand up against the machine and wave your fist. You get ground into little bits of fine dust. And that's happened to Schaefer, and it's happening to Michael, because he was close enough. What was the last time he didn't have contact with Schaefer Cox for 6 months?
Yeah.
6 months. And they came and they rounded him up and said that he had participated in this ongoing
Well, if you ever seen him,
theory.
he does look like a mass murderer.
Oh, and Michael Anderson for sure. I mean, but then again, I mean, I've seen you too, and I mean, if we're going to go by looks, look at me. I certainly, the man with the face made for radio. I deserve to be behind bars.
I agree with that.
All right, 458 Talk is the number if you'd like to get in queue and comment. Right now, it's time for a word from our sponsors. This time around, we'll let you know about Far North Tactical right over there at the corner of 8th and Lacey. It's a place to go if you actually do feel that you have a right to defend yourself or your family and you don't want to be a victim. You know, when asked why you carry a gun, you can answer because a policeman doesn't fit in my pocket. Always a good answer. Over there at Far North Tactical, you can get guns. You can get all kinds of firearms accessories, like if you want a scope or perhaps a tripod, something to mount your gun on. You can pick those up over there. You can also get body armor. You might want to ask yourself, why would I want body armor? Go ahead and ask yourself. Just take a moment and ask yourself, why would I want body armor? Let me give you a couple of things to consider while you're thinking about that. First and foremost, if two of you show up to a situation, there's you and a poor decision maker. That poor decision maker wants to take your wallet, and he's armed with a knife, and you pull out a gun. Well, obviously, you have the edge. Well, if he then pulls out a gun, who has the edge then? You're pretty much even with the poor decision maker. But if you are already wearing body armor, if you've got a bulletproof vest, or if at the knock at the door at 3 in the morning, you've got a bulletproof vest there by the door next to your gun, you can pull on that bulletproof vest, and now you have the edge against the poor decision maker. And even if it only buys you a couple of seconds, that should be all you need if you're any good with your gun. Far North Tactical, corner of 8th and Lacey. Go check them out. Tell them that you heard about it on Patriot's Lament, and, of course, also on Problem Corner. 458 Talk is the number. We're back here. We got a couple of lines coming through. Gentlemen, would you like to take calls, or is there something else you'd like to say before we go on?
I was just going to say one reason to have body armor is it's quite stylish if you buy the right stuff.
Well, that's true, too.
Yeah.
You could look pretty high tech.
Yeah, forget the suit and tie. Throw on your body armor.
The new professional wear today. All right. 458 Talk is the number. Good morning, caller. You're on Patriot's Lament. Who's this?
Hello?
Hello, who is this?
Paul.
Paul, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to comment. It seems that this station is and these programs are so inconsistent because I continually hear you put down the normal press on everything that they do, the press that's going on. And now let me say that I'm more conservative than most, and so a lot of the things that you say I agree with. But every time there's a news report about a police officer doing something, you latch onto it and you beat the police up about violating people's rights. Now, I know there's some police out there that make mistakes. They represent the society totally. There's some that are bad. There's some that are good. And there's many that are just flat-out heroes that go about protecting people's rights every day to the detriment of their own careers a lot of times.
I haven't seen a whole lot of instances where the law enforcement is protecting people's rights. I think that's a mal statement.